and welcome to Is There Something in This, the podcast where Jason Chatfield and Scott Dooley
drink beer and pretend we're adults.
Exactly. And this week is a week. So what we do is we do the New Yorker cartoons and we talk about how we come up with them, and that's what this is. But there's no meeting this week. They're not buying any tunes.
It's Martin Luther King Day Monday, and for some reason there's no meeting Monday, so they're not buying cartoons. But that doesn't mean that we're not going to do a show.
Well, we've got this backlog of wonderful suggestions.
Yes, from you, our
And
listener.
we've got an even bigger backlog of shit suggestions.
And I just basically need to empty out my inbox.
They're all from me under pseudonyms. Where I can't bring a pun to the table, I send it.
There was one from you when you were in New Zealand. You landed in New Zealand. Within an hour of landing, I think, I got a text from you.
Oh, really? What was
Is there something in this? There was a butcher in Waiheke.
Oh, he's on Waiheke Island and he's had this great slogan.
Yeah.
The slogan was all animals are created equal. It's just some are tastier. That's the butcher's slogan.
You're like, is there something in this?
But it was the great...
It's a very good slogan.
It was the great... And it's generally reserved for like chicken stores. You know, the chicken with the top hat and the monocle kind of everything's going well here.
Yeah.
Except they did it for all these other animals.
Yeah.
And like there's happy cows and pigs and...
Is it just me or does that make it way worse? I don't want to eat those animals.
Have you been to China?
No.
China just put the photos of the animals you're about to eat. Like there's just a cow in a field.
Why? I don't want to picture that.
But I was one of the places I was like, how did you find a picture of a prawn swimming? I've never seen.
That's amazing. It's like a Planet Earth
Really,
exclusive.
it's totally like Attenborough.
It's like a screen grab of
yeah,
Planet
yeah,
Earth.
yeah. Covered in black bean sauce at a price of $12.
The number 56. Also known as a prawn.
A prawn.
That's brilliant.
Known in the Northern Hemisphere as a shrimp, this fellow travels ungodly amounts of time to mate.
And is tastier than the others.
There was a great cartoon, which was a picture. I don't know who did it. You'll know. Salmon swimming upstream. One salmon saying to the other, so what's the craziest thing you've ever done for sex?
Yeah.
What a joke.
Sarah
It was such a-
Ransahoff or
God,
Sophia Warren.
Really good joke.
I love that joke.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
really fun.
yeah.
There's been some really good. There were a couple of weeks ago, the mag was full. I think it was just after Christmas. It was just full of really good ones. And not to say that it's usually full of bad ones, I'm just saying an uncommonly large amount of ones that I actually laughed out loud at. The Roz Chast's God of Sleet was pretty good.
No one ever
prays to me.
Oh, that's funny.
It was just the way she drew it. Everything looked like it was very funny. Anyway, so on this show, we ask you to send in your suggestions for cartoons or things that you think might be funny, or is there something in this? You can DM them to me at Jason Chatfield, or, chuck them in the comments or something. Or you can email jasonchatfieldcomedy@gmail.com. So we get them all the time. First one this week comes from Vento Furtak. Vento Furtak, thank you. Wedding speech walkout.
Oh, yeah, my wedding.
There's something in this. When my niece got married, the best man didn't show up.
Wow.
That's scandalous. Didn't show up. Her drunken mother-in-law filled in and staggered drunkenly through the toast. Disastrous, but funny. Something in this ? Barb.
That is... I think...
Wow.
Do you know what? I think there is definitely something in that because everyone
Yeah.
knows the important... Like, there is kind of... There's a natural element of farce there.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
I've got so many more questions
Yeah,
for Barb
I know,
about
and
the
that's the thing, she goes,
non-show up.
Yeah,
Like, what?
My niece got married, best man didn't show up, drunken mother-in-law filled in and staggered through the toast. What a fly on the wall. Can I tell you?
Welcome to the family.
I can't remember if I've mentioned this on the pod, but my mate Devin went to his brother's gay wedding, and his sister brought a Tinder date to the wedding. Brought a Tinder date to the wedding, right? And not only that, he got up and made a speech. Uninvited. And
Real Costanza, this one.
and then sang a song.
Sang a song?
To the bride and to the groom and groom.
What? Wow.
He just sang it. And I mean, she sunk into her chair and went, oh my God, what have I done? And he showed me the video of it the other day. It's hilarious.
That's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. And he's emceeing the wedding, trying to hold it all together.
balls on this guy.
Right? Yeah.
Did they consummate the
No, didn't. Something about him getting up uninvited and giving a speech at the old wedding.
It's the punches you don't throw that make the greats, you know? Sometimes you just got to back off.
Punches you don't throw.
Yeah.
But I love that story, Barb. Thanks for sharing that.
That is unbelievable.
I'm in awe of just the fact that the drunken mother-in-law fills in for the best man.
It's probably a bit inside baseball-y for us, but is there something in... I like the idea of, like, being bumped.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Hey, the father of the bride ran long. We're going to have to bump you.
That's a comedy. That's a kind of an inside baseball comedy term. If a comedian is on the lineup and a more famous comedian shows up, one gets bumped. If you've seen Judd Apatow's Funny People, if you have 4 hours to spare, that's a term that gets used a lot. Getting bumped also, I think, is it in baseball? I've heard it used in baseball, but I don't think it's an
you'd know better
official
than
term.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not in football, certainly.
No.
You don't get bumped. Well,
Well, you do
get
in the
bumped.
head repeatedly, and then you go crazy. And
We've all seen concussion.
there's no happy ending when you get bumped in football.
Yeah. There was another. There's another wedding one down the line, which is. I'll get to it.
What are you front selling a bit later in the show? Stick around.
Bit of sizzle.
Tickets to Pink.
Tickets to Pink. Bit of sizzle after Pink. We've got some more here. The next one is from Ralph. Thanks, Ralph. That's just what a name, Ralph. Hi, I woke up in the middle of the night the other night with a weird thought popped into my head. Is there something in this? Thank you. How about a cartoon with a man in church with his wife? His wife is kneeling in front of a religious statue. Man turns to a priest, so there's a priest standing by, and says, she's idling. It seemed funny in my head at 3 a.m. You can use it if you like, or if you don't like, Selsun Blue. Fuck you, Ralph. Fuck off, mate. Jesus, he's trolling me.
He knows there could be a chance. Get that last shot in.
This isn't Opie and Anthony. You're not throwing
Well,
in a last minute.
we're about to go and watch football at a bar, and they're
yeah.
going to have the sound up, and I'm pretty sure we're going to see your commercial
I'm not looking
at the
forward to
very,
this.
very full bar.
There's 2 new ones coming out in February as well.
Wow.
So
Super Bowl? Will they be?
Yeah.
They're going to be during the Super Bowl.
Not during the Super Bowl, but in the lead up. They will definitely be in the lead up.
Unbelievable.
And on Instagram as well. They're running them on Instagram as well. Which, great.
Can you give us any insight as to what the ads are? Like, is it the same, you with the same bloke as last time?
Here's the thing. If they use the same bloke, the product doesn't work. So they had to get new guys in. Because if it's the same guy every time, clearly the product doesn't work.
Yeah.
So Carl is out.
Yeah, right.
He's out. But that's all I can say. I'll tell you this. Head and Shoulders are panicking because they've gone and hired Sofia Vergara, haven't they?
Who is off Modern Family.
Modern Family and Chef and many other things. So,
Does that mean we're going
Game
to
on.
see? Does that mean we're going to see the dandruff wars? And like the next ads is going to be you in a very low cut slinky dress,
the dandruff
singing,
wars. I'm just picturing
feelings, nothing but feelings, like whatever it might be,
Yeah, that's it.
or a parody song.
What I mean, how
Kick
the Verizon
that
guy
dirt
went
off
over.
my shoulders. I got a kick. Yeah, he went to Sprint, right?
Did he go from Sprint to Verizon or Verizon to Sprint?
He went to Verizon to Sprint.
He got paid an ungodly amount of money to switch teams.
And for people like Australians that don't know, so they're the two mobile phone
That's
characters.
like Telstra Optus.
Yeah. And so the Verizon guy then popped up in a yellow shirt being like, listen, I used to say you should go with Verizon. But
That's an advertising intern going, hey, just what if... Sorry, is someone talking right now?
yeah.
No, just hear me out. What if we get the guy from the other ad and we just blow all of our creative money on just getting him to do the ad? And they're like, that's genius.
let's do it.
All right, don't tell anyone the intern came up with that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it is.
We couldn't afford Kevin Durant, so we just got the bloke from the other ad.
We just got the bloke from the other ad. All right, here's one from second time suggester. I'm Rick James, bitch.
Oh, sure.
Welcome back. Is there something in this? The idea of 2 people walking through the bush,
Yeah.
spotting a bear,
Yeah.
and one asks, "What color?" and the other person saying they don't see color. I mean, it seems a bit SSTBH.
I don't mind that idea. I really do like that idea because we will sometimes go like hiking or whatever.
Yeah.
And every time before, I will look up and be like, okay, so there's the black bear and there's the brown bear.
Yeah, that's why
And one
you
of
would
them
ask,
is,
Deadly.
well, they're both deadly, but one of them you can frighten off, and the other
Yeah.
one you've just got to get the fuck out of there.
One of them you've got to make yourself as big as possible, and the other one you've got to crouch down in the fetal position.
Is there something in someone not knowing, so they've got to hedge their bets? Like, make yourself into the biggest ball possible, or, like, like that.
The biggest,
Yeah.
the scariest ball
yeah,
possible.
Yeah. Make a lot of noise, but don't move at all.
Get in the fetal position, but it's a surprise pregnancy.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's not bad. Yeah, because the black bear and the brown bear.
One's not as big,
Yeah.
and you can kind of sun it a bit if you
Yeah.
get on the front foot,
Right.
But
Front
but
paw, yeah.
apparently after it gets sunned, it goes away and goes, wait a minute, and then we'll come back.
Get sunned.
You're like, it'll come back at you.
You ever sun a bear accidentally?
Yeah. You can't be sunning the wrong bear around, man. but what it'll do, it'll be like, fuck, I'm gonna get out of here. That guy's enormous and so loud. And then apparently they go away. They're like, and they get back.
Yeah.
And they go to their wife. They go, oh, you'll never bloody believe what happened there. Oh God, terrifying.
What, was there a bear,
Yeah,
or-
no, it wasn't a bear. It was another. It
Was
was
it-
like a bear.
But what was it?
It was like a hairless bear.
Did you get attacked by a mole?
No, it was like
hairless
it was
mole.
wearing a hat and it had a.
Was
a
it a
backpack
MAGA hat?
And
Was it
I think
standing in front
might-
of a Native American?
Wait, it kind of
Smugly.
It was.
What did it look?
I know what I've got to do now.
What?
No, I'll be back. I'll be
Okay.
back. And then
Your
they
sandwich
go
is
off.
getting cold.
I'll be a picnic basket.
Be a picnic basket.
The
How's the MAGA
Yeah.
hat kid, by the way?
well,
What
have
is
they
that?
doxed him yet?
I mean, if it's Sunday morning, of course they have.
Yeah.
They weren't doing anything Saturday night. Oh, I've just been doxed.
What was the kid?
It was a. They were just. I guess.
I couldn't bring myself to watch it. To be
No,
perfectly
it's
honest.
very unwatchable. Even the stills are just like, ugh, punch this kid in the face. There was some kind of Native American. He was chanting, and yeah.
But what were these kids doing? Were they protesting something?
Yeah,
or-
I think it
they
was
were
some kind of
pro-lifey kind of
yeah,
kids. weren't
just
they?
weird MAGA hat kids. Yeah,
It's so weird to me to
very
be like.
odd.
Like, this is kind of an old thing. But when I was a teenager, it was all we wanted to do was smoke cigarettes and finger chicks. Like, that was it.
I think we have an episode.
the
title.
idea of being like, I want to go and protest an abortion clinic. Like, that is weird to me.
It's
on
very
any
odd.
level, like at any age.
To be that
But
politically
but
engaged.
it's 16.
That's a bit.
But are they politically engaged or they're just parroting what they heard? Like,
Maybe they just think it's a big
because
joke.
I know I feel like that's what I did until
Yeah, it's a big
my
joke to them.
mid-20s. It was just a joke. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
You just you just say it so that you appear informed.
Yeah.
But to take parroting talking points kind of at the dinner table when you're pretending to be an adult to I'm going to make a sign that says like babies have rights to feed like
Yeah.
life begins at conception.
Why does it matter to you at 50? I mean,
That's the thing that I can't
It doesn't-
understand is like how.
unless it leads to you fingering a chick. I mean, that's the only thing
Well,
I can think.
Yeah, but you're not gonna. It's a hard sell
It is a hard sell.
to be like, hey, after this abortion rally, do you want to go and have some unprotected premarital sex?
Oh, yeah, that is a tough sell. Jesus, I don't want to. Yeah,
You know.
it's tough. There's nothing in that.
And the thing, the other thing that I find weird is how many of these arguments where you break it down and you go, oh well, so why do you say? Well, it was in the Bible.
Right.
And to me, that's like, it's the equivalent of, okay, a kid comes home, the 15-year-old MAGA kid, right?
Yeah.
And he's got 2 report cards.
Yeah.
And he goes, okay, so this report card here, it was, my teacher did it. Just to give you some background on my teacher. she's been a teacher for 20 years.
Yeah.
She knows the studies. She's like approaches it pretty scientific.
Sure.
She's got data and stuff like that.
Yeah.
This other report card, you'll see here on the teacher one, I'm averaging a C minus.
Oh yeah.
But I wrote this one here.
Oh, yeah.
I wrote this.
Yeah. It's in
And
crayon. I
it's
see.
all A,
Yeah.
it's all A's.
Yeah, that's-
So it's up to you now. Which one do you want to believe? You can believe the scientist
Yeah, but
or the one that I wrote.
well, the one that you wrote looks nicer, and there's a nice little flower in the
Yeah,
corner,
yeah.
isn't there? So I think I'll go with the crayon.
That's what the whole
Is that-
argument is.
Yeah.
Is you're believing the report card written by the student.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's insane. That's a pretty solid analogy, actually.
It's a bit.
Is that yours?
It's a bit clunky. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
there's something in that. It's not SS, at least. All right, next one.
All right.
It's a yoga-based one.
There we go.
Have you ever done yoga?
I have. I like yoga.
You good at yoga?
Yeah, I'm not good at it. I've got a bad back. I'm tall.
Yeah,
so
I've
I've
got
got
a- yeah.
tight hammies and stuff.
I got the same
I got a hot yoga.
Bikram.
Well, not Bikram. They don't call it Bikram anymore because
'cause
Bikram was a bit handsy.
Was it a bit handsy or was it a licensing thing? Might
Well-
have been both.
Might be a bit of both.
Yeah, right.
But I vaguely remember Bikram was.
There was some guy at the head of it.
There was
who
a bloke
got,
called Bikram.
He got me too'd.
Well, I don't know if it was. No, I think this was years ago.
Yeah, right. Okay. Interesting. Well, here it is. Nicholas Weissman
Yeah.
says a yoga teacher bends into a reverse warrior, glancing at his watch. So reverse warrior pose, I think, is the one where you got your arms out.
Oh yeah,
spread
yeah,
out,
yeah.
and then you bend over like this. And I guess it's like looking at his watch. I think he might have heard us talking about
Yeah, we were doing the watch
Apple
thing.
Watch thing. Just when it's inappropriate to look at your watch. I don't know. I guess that pose maybe lends itself towards.
Yeah.
to
What's the
that.
joke?
I don't know. I mean, yoga's meant to be present, mindful.
Yeah. No, I
you know,
understand. I can
shavasana.
completely see the kind of.
Right. But it's just. I guess. It's
And when I
just
say
an
what's the joke,
absurd-
that's not a like slagging that idea off.
No,
it's
no,
like
no,
what
no.
are we trying to
How
say?
How do we
with
make
this?
it a? Yeah. What's the message? Like, I guess there is a sense that yoga, like in a lot of buildings, I don't know about you, but when you go to buildings around the city now, we go to the New Yorker at the Condé Nast building, they have in the elevator, they have a screen that says level 30 something.
Yeah, yoga at 2 o'clock.
Yoga
whatever.
at 2 o'clock. Yeah. Everyone's encouraging everyone to do yoga and mindfulness meditation and all this stuff. Wellness. There's a wellness level. So everyone's trying to get into it, but it is very much about being present and mindful, and Shavasana is about whatever,
Yoga in a place where there shouldn't be yoga is
That's probably
Funny.
it. Pop-up yoga.
pop-up yoga.
Because there is pop-up yoga in Bryant Park, I think, which is
course there is.
full of dreadful people. Let's be honest. It's an awful place to have yoga.
Yeah.
It's in front of the New York Public Library, which you
Yeah.
would know from the opening of Ghostbusters. That
really?
area, where the steps in that whole area.
Oh yeah.
of Bryant
I
Park
know.
and
I used to go and
42nd.
write. I wrote my last 2 specials there.
Really?
Yeah, that library.
Oh, that's a nice little tidbit. That's my favourite place to write. I go in there because my doctor's across the road as well. So there you go. I love going to the New York Public
How often are
Library.
you going to your doctor?
Well, enough
to the point where you're like, well, this will be a convenient place. I'm there a lot.
Pretty much.
What are you doing?
I need to
What
get
have
my
you-
Valium. I don't know.
I haven't been to a doctor.
Yeah,
How
no,
do you get prescribed Valium?
Okay, so I went before flying long haul, knowing that I was going to New Zealand and Melbourne and then back via California. I was like, I'm going to
Just
need.
can't let that go, can you? You just keep rubbing my face in
Mate.
it. I got married in New Zealand, mate.
No,
Just leave it alone.
New Zealand was the peak, was the best. No, it was that. It's a long way to go. It's a long way to go to the family. Like I've done that trip. I was recording it the other day because Sophie's like, "How many times have you done the long haul?" 27 times I've done it. That's a
Wow.
long, because I used to come over every year since
Yeah.
I was like 20.
Right.
So I would do that all the time, and from Perth sometimes as well. So that's like an extra,
That's an extra
20
yes,
to
yeah.
5 hours. So I remember my back isn't what it used to be, and those longer haul, even in premium economy. I know it sounds so old.
The widest thing I've ever heard you
I
say.
know. I got a terrible back.
My
I
back
sit all
isn't
day.
what it used to be.
Remember when my back was
Oh,
good?
you can bounce a quarter off that guy's back.
They used to say that about me.
Hell of a back, that one.
It's like a quarter thing
it's a
Chatfield.
shame.
But even with premium economy, I was like, and so
Depends
I got a
which
Valium.
premium economy. This is a very pretentious conversation.
Air New
Qantas
Zealand.
premium economy is very good. New Zealand.
Air New
premium
Zealand was quite
economy is
good.
Really
actually.
good.
I quite enjoyed that.
Virgin so. But
Yeah,
the Virgin
really?
business is better.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. So I had a Valium.
These are all
because-
things you can consider when someone else is buying your tickets. I've found. and someone else is paying,
Yeah.
I'm very opinionated on
the only
on-
time I've ever done
I'm like,
business.
Delta business. No, thank you. But when I'm paying, I'm like, honey, we're flying China Southern. It's going to take us 60 hours. Bring your own food.
Oh, we'll be sharing it with a goat.
China Southern. A friend of mine flew China Southern, and he just sent me a message out of nowhere, which was, here are the classics, and one of their classic movies was Cars 2.
Oh, that is a classic
There was,
to be
there
sure.
was 3 classics. Like it was like
Yeah, in the
Cars
Razzies.
2, Rocky 4, and Catwoman or something. It was like,
Wow.
Yeah, it was insane. It was really like the Razzies.
Those
yeah.
are literally 3 of the worst
Yeah,
films
yeah,
of
yeah,
all
yeah,
time.
and they have
I tried to find it. Sophie last night, she was like, let's watch a really bad film tonight. And I literally looked up the top 50 worst films. Catwoman, Cars 2 were right up there, along with
What
The
about-
Room
Oh, The Room. What
Yeah.
about
and the original.
Gotti?
Gotti is up there.
I really wanna watch
0%. I've seen it. It's dreadful. 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's
John
worse
Travolta,
than
man? I
Battlefield Earth.
fucking love John Travolta.
He picks the worst films.
Do you remember we were talking
Face Off,
we were
Battlefield
talking about
Earth.
Do you remember he got like he got in trouble for remember he was whacking off the masseuse? Yeah, the masseuses.
That's right.
And it was so clear
That's
that
right.
he was getting a massage and then he went and tried to give a hand job to them. So quite obviously he was told about massages with a happy ending, but didn't really listen. I was like, yeah, it's fine. I
got
understand
it.
how it works. And then he
All right,
goes in.
Mr. Travolta, you just so you know, he made-
Sorry. Just before you go on, which one of us was Vinnie Barbarino? I think I know about
but
how
listen, so
how a happy ending massage goes.
I
Yeah.
understand
I
this,
go
so-
in, I put the robe on.
Listen, I
guy still
understand
talking?
that, yeah. But what you mustn't do, because it's assault, is grab their genitals.
No,
and-
I don't think you understand how a happy ending massage goes.
well-
I get a massage.
Yeah, look,
I spit on my hand.
Okay, wait. There is oil. So, but listen, reciprocity isn't necessarily a part.
Imagine picking someone up on that. No. Listen. If you're gonna commit this crime, let's do it right.
Spit is not.
That was amazing.
lubricant.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Or
Gotti
he
is.
did it, and then someone explained to him, "No, John, they whack you off." Oh, of course.
Oh, of course, I see it now.
Oh,
He
happy
said,
ending. Yeah,
sitting
this
in his
seemed like
jail
a
cell.
bit of a seemed like a worky ending.
Worky ending. Is there something in that? A worky ending. Oh boy. All right, here's one from Joe.
What about a massage with
Oh.
a sappy ending? So it's like,
It's like the Notebook. You
yeah,
cry.
it's like, yeah.
It's like he can't remember your name at the end of it.
He's like just giving a massage, and then the puppy died. The
Oh
person's
god,
crying.
it's like Marley and Me in massage form. Oh my god, sappy ending.
Sappy ending.
That's terrible.
Or is it a tree giving the massage?
Oh, that's very literal, but in my brain, I love
You like that joke.
anthropomorphizing a tree.
Yeah.
I can see an ant getting a massage now, very slowly. that's not bad.
Yeah.
Sappy ending. I don't know. Anyway, Clarko, is there something in this? A centaur is talking to a minotaur.
Oh, that's great.
I love it already.
Already, that's
love
great.
it already. Person with a horse body talking to a person with a cow head. Okay, yes, that's what it is.
Yep.
A lot of possibilities for the caption. Something about leg day, maybe a dick joke. Something about what they.
He's just got the picture.
He's literally
Leave it up
throwing.
to you guys.
He's just turned it into his own caption competition. Something about what their kids would look like. Something about who their parents were.
just in a forest.
I trust
yeah.
you two to workshop.
Yeah.
Thanks, Clarko.
I don't mind that idea
That's
though. That
funny.
is very funny.
It's
like,
a good premise. A
What if it's
minotaur.
what if it's like what if they're just saying, and this is very New Yorker. It's quite. It's a bit almost esoteric. Like one is just saying to the other, on my mum's side.
That's funny. On my mum's side.
Yeah.
That's funny. Is it on my... Oh. Now, is that going to be construed... Because when you're Jewish if your mother was Jewish. So
Oh,
if
I
you're
didn't
half
even-
Jewish, but your mother was Jewish, then you're Jewish.
What's the great line? The in Goodfellas.
Oh, yeah, that's
Karen
right.
tells me you're half Jewish, and Henry Hill, just the good half.
The good half. I love that.
Good joke.
That's right. First time meeting her at the door.
So when I was in New Zealand,
Yeah.
driving down, I was in Taupo.
All
Ashika
right.
and I went. Have I told you?
Did you go on a road trip after?
I went on a road trip.
You finally got a
we
rental car.
stayed at a lodge. I got a rental car.
Yeah.
Stayed at a lodge. Have you ever stayed at a lodge? It's just like staying at someone's house, only way more expensive.
Wow. So what's a lodge? I've never stayed in a lodge.
It's literally
travel
someone's
lodge.
house.
Yeah.
And then we got there and like you eat with the other people. And Ashika and I were like,
This is horrible.
oh, this is terrible. To which I said, listen, let's just get drunk and lean into it. So we had a
Nice.
delightful conversation with a German couple and a Dutch couple.
Ah.
They looked at us and were like, why are your faces like that? And we're like, oh, it's because we're 30 years younger than you. Faces look different.
That's pretty good. Did the
They were
Dutch-
absolutely like shocked when
Yeah.
we walked in.
Because it's like being on a cruise.
it's
Being
exactly like
yeah.
being on a cruise, except you go, yeah, except
They're
it's a
like,
very good analogy.
Do you work here?
Except it's cooked for by like people in this kitchen. And it was just like, it was
Right.
like, we got upgraded.
Yeah.
Because every single thing that we've done,
Yeah.
Ashika managed to shoehorn. So we just got married.
Ah,
Oh,
yeah.
really?
No, we did that in
should get a
Hawaii.
table.
We got so
Yeah.
many good perks.
Yeah.
man. And then they started asking for the marriage certificate.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, at the hotel. So we tried to get the honeymoon suite the second time we went back after our honeymoon. And we were like, yeah, we just got married. And then they were like, we're going to need to see the marriage certificate. People do this all the time.
Wow.
Damn it!
That's really funny.
Everyone's dishonest. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they asked for the marriage certificate. By the way, did the Dutch couple ask to split the check?
No.
Anyway,
Hey. Hey-o.
you went. So you
So
went.
the
Yeah.
but we didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
And so we're sitting there, and it's kind of silent. It's a bit awkward. And
Yeah.
Kind of, what do you do? Where are you from? And blah 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 blah. And then, just after a bit of silence, Ashika is like, Germans, bummer about the World Cup.
Oh.
And I was like, oh.
wow.
And they're like, oh, don't even get me started. Now here's the problem: the coach hasn't made a decent
Classic.
decision, and they were like,
Love
this is
it.
the kind of middle-aged rich couple that were just totally into football.
Yeah.
They're like, so he's from Bayern and blah blah blah. So we are like, well, now we're fucked. We've got no stories about German football, or so we thought. We went away and stayed at this place in Turks and Caicos.
Yeah, last year, yeah.
And do you remember I told you there was the German footballer on the lam? Because
Yes,
they'd gone
that's
so badly.
right.
So we were like, oh yeah, this guy was there. I can't remember his name. And they're like, this is this guy. They told us his name. Turns out he
Wow.
got done. He lives in their town. And he got done for driving his incredibly expensive sports car
Right.
without a license.
Oh.
To which he went, what? You need a... He had no idea you needed a driver's license to drive
To
a
drive
motor
a car. What? Where
Yeah.
did he grow up?
And-
he comes from the land of the best automobiles on the planet.
Yeah.
That's where they invented them.
Yeah.
That's insane.
so good.
Wow. I'm awestruck by the dumbness.
I love that. Yeah. So he was just driving.
amazing.
What? No, really? Yeah.
Really?
So that was
yeah.
we stayed at a lodge.
Lodge.
But driving around, we drove to Taupo. There's
Yeah,
this
yeah,
town
yeah,
called
yeah.
Taupo, which is
Right.
like, you can tell kind of what a town is like. I was like, this is a bit of a weird place.
Mm.
And then, like, there's a bar street
Yeah.
that's got 4 kebab shops in a row. I'm like,
classic.
I know exactly what this place is.
Yeah. It's
It's a place for people from New Zealand to go and get fucked up.
Yeah, and then get a kebab at 5 in the morning.
Precisely.
Yeah.
So
They
there's
open at
all
4.
these like
Yeah.
horrible bars and like it's,
right.
But there's this really good restaurant. We went to the really good restaurant called the Bistro, I think.
Classic.
It's these guys that like it's got 2 hats.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well,
but
so it's
like,
serious.
It's serious, but it's
Michelin
serious.
star.
Yeah. But it's like not pretentious. It's just really nice. But driving in there's a street called Henry Hill Avenue.
No, there isn't.
Yeah.
Is it on Henry Hill?
No, I don't know what it is. It's,
Wow.
Yeah.
And have they made any allusion
Nothing.
to the film?
Nothing. Not a thing.
Not even a tipped over phone booth.
No.
That's horrendous. They need to. Someone
There was
needs
a
to
guy.
go there.
There was a guy who was working on a red Camaro who was sexually harassing people.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Yeah.
Great. Did he?
And
did
I said, swear on your mother, swear on my mother, you're dead.
Did he walk across the road and hit someone with the butt?
Yeah,
of his
that's right.
pistol?
Yeah.
Okay.
That
Nice.
happens once an hour.
on the hour. That's how they know the time.
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
They
yeah.
don't even have watches.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
just wait for Henry Hill.
I'm gonna wait for the 2:00 beating, then I'll go.
Did you at least get a photo?
No,
like a
I
dorky
didn't.
tourist photo?
I wanted to.
Yeah. Just you under the sign, just
Yeah, yeah,
sniffing.
yeah.
It's going to be a busy day. Anyway,
Turning your brains to mush.
I got to stir the sauce. Anyway, we could go all day.
You know, I saw that bloke as well in the bar.
What guy?
Michael Hill, who is
Yeah.
Henry's wheelchair-bound brother.
Yeah. Got
I
to
saw
stir
him.
the sauce.
He drinks in.
No.
Yeah, he drinks in Greenwich Village.
You see all the good ones. You
well,
see Action
no,
Bronson.
You saw Henry's Gumar.
Yeah, I did. She
Yeah.
was on the train.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah.
She hasn't aged. She looks the same age, I guess, as she was in Entourage. The Entourage age. She was.
I
She
never
was
watched
It's a
Entourage.
dreadful show. She played his PR.
I preferred the book.
I prefer the book. That's on that note. Here's one from Andy Engel. Andy Engel. Not the Andy Engel from Gotham Comedy Club. Different guy. Hi, Jason. Love the podcast. Hashtag it's it. Thank you for using the hashtag.
Oh, that's our
Nice.
hashtag.
ITSIT.
Should we get Instagram or Facebook?
I don't know.
Can
we're
someone
starting
run it?
from
Can someone
nothing.
run it for us?
Yeah, because I don't see. I install Instagram in the morning to check my DMs, and then I uninstall it from my phone. That's pretty much my.
And then you. So this is your morning.
And I use Buffer
Wake
to
up.
queue up the posts.
Wake up.
Yeah,
Download Instagram.
yeah.
Open Instagram.
I'm pooing at this point.
Look at DMs,
DMs.
and go. No, not going to cheat on my wife today.
You've caught me at my
Delete
strongest willpower point. A lot of it
Get
is.
this day
Is there
underway.
something in this? You, me, back alley.
I'm going to say what I say to all the women. Can you keep a secret?
I was born without a penis. All right. Now, hashtag it's it. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
nice.
nice, thank you.
Very good. A second tier Dalai Lama being referred.
That's a great
second
description.
tier. Second
That's
tier
great.
Dalai.
That's great.
Referred to as a Dalai alpaca. Is
Oh,
that like what are they calling him? What's the rank?
Well, I mean, if you were going for the pun, it'd be Demi Lama, wouldn't it?
Oh, that's good. Demi
Yeah.
Lama. Because Dalai, I don't even know what Dalai means.
I'm not familiar
Dalai
with
Lama.
I do like that,
Demi
yeah.
Lad.
Demi Ladna?
No. Demi Lama. Demi Lama.
But the Lama-
Semi Lama. Semi Lama. Vice Lama.
that. What if it's someone praying
Mm.
or like leaving flowers or something at the feet of a llama
Mm.
and someone going, we meant that one. And there's the Dalai Lama, like with light emitting, with the real aura, almost like that.
Oh.
Almost like those old, those Buddhist
Yeah.
prints from
Right.
the 40s.
Yeah. They're in China.
Because I do love that idea that Andy's got. That
Yeah.
someone like,
What if it's the classic Guru on the Mountain trope, New Yorker trope?
yeah.
But the guy's climbed up to the top of the mountain and is like, "Sorry, I'm the Dalai intern. Can I help you with something?" He's just
Yeah.
he's in a meeting. The Dalai
Haven't we had
secretary.
out like back in 5 minutes or something? I think that's been done.
Oh, that might be. That might be.
I think I've
something.
seen that before.
Yeah,
It might have
okay.
been a Larson or.
Yeah, just for the because that is one of the New Yorker tropes, official New Yorker tropes, as it were.
I do like that. I do.
That's quite funny. I like that.
Um,
Something about semi-lama, demi-lama.
Lama.
Semi-lama's pretty funny. Vice lama, deputy lama. What am I
running for llama? Like,
I'm running for lama.
The idea that it's just
Do you run for the Dalai?
no.
Lama?
You're the incarnation
Of
previous llama. I think that's how it works.
can llamas run for it? on my mum's side.
Yeah.
Dalai on my mum's side. There's something because I don't know anything about.
It's a great idea. It's a great angle.
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
really, it's a really
It's a
nice,
great angle, if you
kind
will.
of.
Yeah.
It's a really great Andy Engel.
One of my favorite Sam Gross cartoons, speaking of religious themes, is the dog up in heaven at the pearly gates talking to the dog St.
Oh,
Peter.
that's great. Yeah. Is there any chance of getting my testicles back? That's great. It's a great joke.
That ran in the New Yorker.
That's very funny.
And it set a precedent for the word testicles in the New Yorker cartoon. So we're like, all right, we can pitch testicles now, can we?
the T word is back on the
Is
table.
A-OK. Here's one from
I'm just gonna
Watto
get a beer
Creative.
while you're doing that. Oh, Watto Creative
worries.
is one of our more prolific suggestors. Very funny.
Yeah, he's a big fan of the show.
Can we say that?
I don't
they
know.
can say that.
Yeah, friend of the show. Can we
Friend
say
of the
friend
show.
of
We
the
can
show?
say
Friend of the show, Watto Creative.
Yeah.
Good pod this week.
Can we also have acquaintances of the show?
Dalai of
People
the
that
show.
are like, yeah, they send stuff in. It's not great.
Acquaintance of the show. Best mate of the show, Watto Creative. Good pod this week. Love what you boys are doing. Well, that's nice. Thanks for the encouragement, buddy. He said, so this is apropos of background Simpsons gags. We were talking about, now in the there was a previous episode where we were talking about jokes on jokes on jokes and how sometimes in a cartoon you can add a couple of background jokes just to spice it up a little bit, give it an extra tag, kind of like in stand-up when you do a punchline, add a tag, add a tag, add a tag. Or even in a story where you add a few jokes in beats just to hit it up. He said, but this is the best Simpsons shop name gag ever. Sneed's Feed and Seed, formerly Chuck's. Formerly Chuck's.
That's very good.
That is beautiful.
My contention is that the best one is Painful Memories Party Supply.
That's what he was referring to. That's really, really funny.
That's very good.
Did we talk about Charlie Kochman, the sort of the old man in the chair and the wife saying, "Oh, you can go back to work tomorrow. Wide ties are back in again."
Oh,
Did
yeah.
we
I
talk
remember
about that
joke.
one?
Yeah.
That's a Charlie Kochman original, as it were. The next one is from Paul Kagegi. Remember Paul Kagegi?
I remember the name Paul Kagegi.
Kagegi. Sorry. I'm sure he's told me how to pronounce it, and I've forgotten. G'day, Jason and Dools. I did this gag is an Inktober entry. Inktober is where you draw an ink drawing every day.
Oh, yeah.
Thought maybe you guys might make it better. Punch it up. The gag is Frankenstein's monster has always been referred to as Frankenstein for so long.
Yep.
You know, because the monster itself is Frankenstein's monster. Frankenstein was the professor.
Yep.
Poor Victor is now introduced merely as his doctor. Love the podcast, Paul Kagegi. So that's the gag is him being introduced, and and they're saying, what are they saying?
This is Frankenstein's doctor. I love the way this is drawn.
Yeah, it got Paul, really great style.
Oh, yeah,
so
really
Paul's
great.
the cartoonist himself, I guess.
Yeah.
Frankenstein's monster. There's been a lot of Frankenstein jokes in the New Yorker. Obviously, it's another trope. But yeah, the fact that people do erroneously refer to Frankenstein's monster as Frankenstein, they say, "Oh, he's a Frankenstein." You know, they use it as a term.
I mean, this would have been done for sure.
I don't know.
This
check with
what
Ellis
I'm
J.
about
Rosen.
what I'm about to say.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Is the wise men coming with gold, Frankenstein, and myrrh? That's
Probably Ellis Fax Rosen
Yeah,
will be able to
yeah,
tell us
yeah,
on that
yeah,
one.
yeah.
He came to a show of mine this week.
I saw that. Yeah.
Some night this week I did a show, and I honestly didn't expect him to come. I was like, we had dinner before, and then I was like, all right, mate, I'll see you later. I was like, no, I'm coming to the show. I was like, you really don't have to sit through
What
my
was
comedy.
the gig? What?
It was V-Spot. It was
I'm-
yeah, which it's still going. Good show. But yeah, everyone on there was. It's the first time I've been in that room. No offense to that room, but first time I've been in that room where everyone who got up did well. It was a good
Yeah,
show,
it can be a
good
bit hit and
crowd.
miss. Didn't you have one the other day where there
Oh
was
my
a
God.
homeless man fell asleep in the
That's right.
audience? They dragged him out.
They
bounced
literally
him.
physically had to drag him out of the room. Yeah, it was -5 outside.
Unbelievable.
It was a good show. Anyway, is there something in this? This is from Berkelman's David. I'm assuming David Berkelman's maybe.
Yeah.
I've noticed as our kids get older, we've started babying our dogs more.
Right.
Have we talked about
That's
this
a
before?
that's a nice little insight.
I'm picturing a couple making baby faces, etc., at their two dogs, and one dog saying to the other, "Listen, yeah, I know they're annoying, but just go with it. They're our only source of food."
I don't mind. I
A
like.
couple of dogs chatting.
I mean, dogs chatting. You're always. I mean, I talk about
Sold.
David, stop playing to your audience. You're pandering. I think there is really something in the idea of dogs being replacements for children, and we had a similar thing, which
Yeah,
was
didn't we talk-
people saying this is the best dog obedience school district in the city.
That's right, and
which I still think has legs.
I agree. I totally agree.
I think there's
I love that joke.
something there. But I like his idea of like taking it
Like where it's
what
actually
if
the
it's just
dogs.
like, I mean, it could be like, I can't say
Oh no!
this.
Oh no! All right, off pod. We'll do it off pod.
Can I tell you the joke? Can we just beep it out?
All right, ready? Cut
Okay,
here.
okay, cut here, cut here,
All
cut
right.
here, cut here.
All right, yeah.
Can it be a and it's just
Okay, so
it's so bad.
it's really bad.
But yeah, that idea that like using your kids.
yeah, using your dogs
dog
as
is
kids,
yeah.
and it's one of those sort of classic tropes, I guess, of
Yeah,
before you get kids, you get a dog.
that's
and then,
right. Yeah.
You have. I listen. It's great. I love dogs, and they deserve all the love in the world. Treating them like babies in like strollers is a bit much. We had that one that we pitched, which was the one with the dog saying, "Well, yeah, he's a good dog, but don't expect him to remember your birthday."
That's right. Yeah.
Um,
I do like that idea though. I don't know what I mean, what do we want to say, that it's insane or that it's just happening?
yeah.
The more and more ridiculous service. So I don't know if I told you this story on the podcast. There was
Right.
my parents live in a building in Sydney, in an apartment building, and there was a guy above them who was keeping bees. They're in the middle. They're in
bees?
Sydney, like city. They're on Sydney Harbour, right? So this is like
on the roof.
they're
or?
not out. No, on his balcony.
Wow.
And
What do you call that? A
A dickhead. A
Yeah.
hive.
A
A
hive.
hive.
I guess a
Terrarium.
Hive. I don't know what it's called. Something.
Yeah, a hive. It's called a beehive.
Hivarium. When there's a bee thing on a roof, like they have it like in
Yeah, it's called a hive. A beehive.
All right. There's a word for the collective hives. Hiving.
Oh, the collective noun for hive.
For when you have these
A sting.
rooftop high. Put that in ginger mix. Having like on the roof, there's hives for people to grow their own honey, natural honey. They have them in the East Village all over the place, but there's a word for it. Pretentious. Sorry, yeah. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, it's in
Yeah.
French,
So he's on the
whatever it is.
balcony.
So he's on the balcony.
Yeah.
And the body corporate
Mm.
go, "What are you doing?" He said, and he goes, "What do you mean?" He goes, you got a beehive on your bees are fucking everywhere. People are getting stung.
Yeah.
What are you doing? And he said, "Look, according to the bylaws of this place,
Yeah.
I'm allowed to have pets."
No, that's not a pet.
And
a
he
bee
goes,
isn't a pet.
"These are my pets."
No.
To which the person from the body corporate said, "What are their names?"
That's classic. I want to see that email chain.
and the guy, yeah.
That's amazing. It was like Terrence,
Yeah,
George, Matilda. Like, that's amazing. I love that.
Look out for Chloe. She's a scamp.
The Queen.
Yeah.
That's great. Rooftop beehives is what they're called. That's the official term. So I'm an idiot.
I'm glad we have Google.
Me too. Scott and Jason. This is from Jeffrey.
This sounds serious.
I was listening to your podcast where Scott talked about how Greek holidays were great in theory, but very disappointing.
I've forgotten about that.
remember
I
this?
stand by that.
Yeah, what was the-
As someone that's never been to Greece, I stand by this contention.
What was the theory? That in theory it's great, but then you go there at the wrong time of year and all the ferries are shut down. You can't get off the island.
Yeah, everyone's fucking smoking.
Everyone's smoking.
Yeah.
There's dogs everywhere. In theory, it looks beautiful. You see Santorini calendars.
Yeah,
You get there. It's like, what are you doing here? It's June. I don't know. Whatever it is. He goes, all right. So he says something. I'm in my hotel in Piraeus, which I guess is in Greece, as I embarked on my first Greek holiday. I wish I'd heard the pod a month earlier.
Oh, really? So it stands up?
He goes, oh, well, a few days have passed and I've now lived the disappointment.
Oh, wow. Oh, poor dude.
So like many Australians abroad, I just went to the beach and drank beer.
Good on him.
And what kind of beer did he get?
Oh, Virgina. Vergina beer, Virgina lager beer. That is
Sucking down a
fantastic.
few vaginas, yeah. Just
Oh,
on the
from
beach.
Jeffrey. Thank you very much for that.
Good on Jeffrey. You get Jeffrey and a little Australian flag emoji
That's
afterwards.
great.
Good on
That's
you, Jeffrey.
great. It's very rare to see an Australian flag after a name and it not be a racist on Twitter.
Hasn't been forwarded 17 times.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, pass this on if you're a true
Yeah.
Australian.
Patriots.
Patriots, if you're a true Australian patriot. Plenty of those going on. All right, K89 Kelly. And this is, we're going to wind it up. Over
Yeah.
Hey, Jason and Jules. I recently started listening to the podcast. Love what you and Jules are doing. Thank you. I had an idea that might somehow work as a cartoon. Not
Yeah.
sure if it's been done before, but it's in
It's always a good
reference.
sign. When you think,
Always
if you
a good
think it's
sign.
been done before, it means it kind of...
Yeah, there's some...
Half the shit we do, this is, I'm
Yeah.
going to let you in on the thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Half of what we do,
Yeah.
whether we're doing stand-up or doing these cartoons and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
the main filter is, does this seem believable?
Right, right.
Will people in the audience go, no, that was meant to happen?
Yeah. Right. That's half the thing is selling the
It's
idea.
just selling the
Getting
fact
it-
you're meant to be there.
Yeah.
Let people feel comfortable.
Yes.
We're in good hands.
That's 50% of the job, I would say.
At least.
At the very least. So, yeah.
70 if you're hosting.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. So that's a good instinct.
So if you've got that
K89
instinct,
Kelly.
you're on the right track,
Yeah.
I think.
So not sure if it's been done before, but I've got a good feeling about this one. In reference to Muslims on a pilgrimage to Mecca. Hold on, Scott. It's all right. Charlie Hebdo just paused the pod. Okay. They don't want to be. They don't want to be a. accomplice.
I would like to say that K89 Kelly does not speak on behalf of Scott, Jason, or anyone in the Is There Something in This Extended Family?
Okay.
Friends and acquaintances of the show included.
Okay. In this scenario, however, it's a group of women seeking out Mecca Cosmetica, the big cosmetics makeup store. Maybe they're in a big convertible with the top down and stop to ask for directions. Thanks, Kim.
I think that's funny. Is it
Oh,
Kim or
it's-
Kelly?
No, K89 Kelly. Thanks, Kim.
Oh, wow.
Your true identity's revealed.
I see what is being done there.
Mecca Cosmetica is a very big brand. Same spelling.
No, I know it.
MECCA.
I just think it's
It's
it's a bit close to the...
uh,
The thing I don't... This is what I don't like about it.
okay.
Okay.
All right.
Is it's the trope that it's playing into isn't
Okay.
the idea of a pilgrimage, it's the idea that women are slaves to shopping. That's what it's to me
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is
yeah.
on the same and thank you very much for contributing, Kim.
Sure.
But it's to
That's
me,
a female Kim, by the way.
To me,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
see
yeah.
it on the same
Yeah.
thing as like, broads always have
Women
a bunch
be
of
shopping.
hat boxes down the street. you know.
Even if we have a guy in that, like I don't know, like a gay guy in there or something, it's still cloying and weird and kind of
That's to me even
worse.
is-
Yeah. Because that happens. Like very often, cartoonists on the trying to fill these things and trying to offset, they will add things, and you've made it worse by doing that.
Yeah.
It's almost it's like patronizing by doing that.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was talking to a friend of mine last night. Not last night, the night before last.
Because Ellis was going to fact check that. So
Yeah.
glad you
He
corrected
would
yourself.
have.
on
Yeah.
that one.
When
Yeah.
my wife and I got very drunk.
Oh, the couple
Couple
crawl. Do we want to talk about that on the
We
pod?
do
or-
couple crawl, which is where me and Ashika will go out and just the two of us
Yes.
go and just go crazy and
Yeah.
just party and stuff. And Ashika came home.
Chatto will get a 3 a.m.
Yeah, it
drunk
was 3
text.
o'clock in the morning. We're
Where
like,
are
you
you?
guys out? So that happened, and Ashika came home on Friday.
Yeah.
Well, I think I described it to you with a thirst you could take a photograph of. Just like, let's go out. We're going here. We're doing
Matter
this.
of
We're
fact,
doing it.
I've got it now.
And we went and had a couple of glasses of wine, and then we came home, and then she was like, let's just go out again. So we went out to the bar downstairs,
Yeah.
which is really weird. We live in a really posh area.
Yeah,
We didn't
right.
realize how posh it was until we moved in here, and every time people asked us where we live, we'd be like, Tribeca. They'd be like, "Gah."
That's the noise you're actually in New York. You're obligated to make.
Everyone,
Yeah.
did you get monocle polish with your apartment? But have
Yeah.
you noticed, like, the posher the area, the rougher the local bar is? Like, when you're in really posh areas, the local bar
Dude.
is just really rough, and the bar underneath us is really rough.
There are some crazy dives on the Upper West Side.
Yeah.
Really rough
Like
Irish
people
bars on
openly
72nd
doing
Street.
drugs. And
Totally.
like, it was full on.
Yeah, man. 72nd
So we're like,
Street.
this is our kind of place.
I really feel at home here.
There's like a poker machine. Gambling's been outlawed here since the 20s. And they've got there's openly gambling. And
Really?
Yeah.
I went out last night. I had a gig last night, and then on the way home, I had to use a bathroom at a dive. So I was like, I went in, and they don't let you use the bathroom unless you buy something. Like,
Yeah.
grab a beer, and I'm just going to use a pisser.
Yeah.
So I walked into the bathroom. This is the sign of a good dive.
Yeah.
On the wall isn't employees must wash hands. It was, please don't fuck in our bathroom. There are people waiting who need to use the bathroom.
It's just a time issue.
It's purely there are people waiting.
Yeah.
If you really
Go to the
need-
fuck closet.
Literally,
That's why we
no.
have it.
They go, if you really need to bust that nut, please ask the staff, and they'll direct you to a place where you can do that.
No, where
I
is this
swear
bar?
to God, this is on Laurie's side, Christie Street,
I know
Christie Street.
Yeah, the main. Yeah.
near Public. Just down from Public.
I know where
on
you
that
are.
corner where
Oh,
Cocktails is.
So that old
little
bar.
dive.
Yeah.
It's a little dive. It's been there forever.
Yeah, been there for years.
The bathroom there. It's this whole thing they've written up on the wall because clearly it just keeps happening.
There is something.
It's a hookup bar.
There is something great about when you see a sign and you think about why they needed to make. Like it was,
Oh,
they
I
had
do
to
it
make,
every
They
time.
had to make a sign.
No honking, $200. What angry Oscar the Grouch
Yeah,
resident?
yeah. What was the point?
Yeah. Who was on the board of the community?
yeah.
You know, we need to find people for honking. In New
Well, you
York
know
City.
my honking theory.
What's your honking
All
theory?
cars
Yeah.
should have a system where you can only honk the horn 3 times in a 24-hour period.
That's a terrible idea.
And then,
No.
it'll mean you won't waste a honk. You'll
Yeah,
never waste a honk.
This is
And then it
No.
resets 24 hours later. Now you've got honking
No,
privileges.
no.
back.
How about this? Every time you honk, it's attached to your credit card. 50 cents a honk, $1 a honk. It's like Chris Rock's theory about bullets. Is like if you made bullets expensive,
yeah.
there would be less murders because you go, nah, you ain't worth it.
Yeah.
It's if you monetize honks, not only will you, and it goes straight to the Department of Roads and Bridges and Tunnels.
Yeah.
That way they won't have to fuck up the L train repair. Anyway, let's not go there. Just to cap off the show,
Sure.
you know I love in New York, one of my favorite things is a sign where both businesses on the ground floor and the upper floor have shared.
Oh, yeah, you love
sign.
that. Yeah.
What was it? Masseuse/lawyer
Susan Lawyer.
in
Yeah.
Brooklyn. Here's one.
Could have saved John Travolta sometime. Bodyworks bar, barbershop. That's great. But it's all in the same font.
Same font, same color. Picture of a spa, I think.
That's great.
Yeah. They're everywhere. So I see them all the time.
What
I'm
are,
like,
what are we doing as well with these masseuses like Chinatown with a picture of someone getting a massage? Like, if you don't know what that is,
is it for
and
people,
people
who don't
like,
speak English?
oh, that's what they call that.
Oh, I call it
Oh,
a
right.
reciprocal happy ending.
Yeah.
It's for John Travolta, just to show him how it works. Because his intern got fired.
See how all hands are visible here, John?
It's just literally you see like
Also,
four
can
hands.
we just talk about how hot our topical humor is? We're doing John Travolta hand job
2004
gags from 10
jokes.
years ago.
Amazing. Well, if you want more topical humor, tune in. By the way, can I ask all of our wonderful listeners to jump onto mine or Scott's Twitter and vote for us? Click the link to vote for us for the
Oh, yeah, shit. I got to put that up. I think I deleted it by
what's
accident.
it called?
The Ozpod Awards. or whatever.
Ozpod Awards. Flick us a vote on that, and stay tuned for our live pod details. You can send your suggestions to @Jason
Yeah, please
Chatfield.
do. We like them. I don't
Yeah.
think we really finished any ideas here.
No, I feel like there were some really good ones as well. There was
I'm
still
still hungover, to be honest.
from the couple. You know what helps a hangover?
No, football.
Hair of the dog. Let's go to the pub.
No,
and
we're
watch
going to
some
go and watch
football.
the football. I'm excited about the football. Man.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good
I
go.
want to find a bookie. I want to put some
A
bets
bookie?
on. Yeah.
No, you're gonna go down, have
I've
some
got a guy.
beers.
I've got a guy in
No, you
in
don't.
Brooklyn.
You don't have a guy.
Yeah.
You've got a guy,
I've got a guy.
in Brooklyn. He's
I go and drop it. He works at a pub and he takes the bets for us.
Really?
Yeah.
In the state of New York.
We put money on the Kentucky Derby and
Oh,
stuff. It's awesome.
that's great.
Yeah.
Because you have to do it in the state of Nevada on an app, I think, is the only way to do it.
they've got a guy.
or Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
They've
yeah.
got a guy.
Yeah. He's great.
I got to get the number of your guy.
Yeah. We'll bet the over or something. We'll just bet the over under.
I'll go, yeah, give him something for the Melbourne Cup.
The Melbourne Cup.
And the grand final.
I
They're my
reckon
two
we
big
could
bets.
make money there.
Oh, 1,000%.
Just to be like, yeah, Melbourne, they're hopeless. They're no good. And then, they're
100%.
starting to win, start putting bets on with New York bookie. This is what I want. A New York bookie that takes bets exclusively on the AFL.
You got to find a guy. Are you the guy? Is that what
I don't really like
Scott
gambling,
Dooley 2020?
though. I don't
is
really
gonna
like
be?
I don't think gambling's a bit weird.
It is a bit weird. Like you come here and there's no pokies in the pub. You're like,
Love
oh,
it.
that's right.
Yeah.
You guys have laws.
Yeah, you can talk.
You can you can chat. Yeah.
I went to the casino with my mother-in-law
Wait, what?
in New Zealand.
Was
great.
That's the episode title.
It was great.
Okay.
And it was like, I was like, this is going to be good. I'm going to spend time with my mother-in-law. It's going to be great. She was like, all right, we'll meet you back here in an hour.
Oh, I love it.
And my sister-in-law
The
was
Simpsons
like,
episode.
was like, oh yeah, she doesn't want to be bothered while she's here.
Oh, you're bad luck. You're bad luck.
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
So me and
that's
Ashika played the slots.
classic. Oh, that's quality time.
Well,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Handy
We
perk,
went out. Hey,
100%.
there's a smoking balcony at the New Zealand. Of
course there is.
The Auckland. I mean,
Is it
you
full?
haven't seen depression until you've been there, bro.
Mate, I play casinos in Pennsylvania. I've seen the bottom.
Out there smoking, they're playing the slots outside,
Mate, it is the doldrums.
bro.
Yeah.
So good.
Can I just? I was in Melbourne. My uncle. I was talking about Collingwood grand
yeah,
final.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, "Oh, mate, they were robbed," and he's like, "No, they went fuck off." He's not a Collingwood fan, but every time he talked about the footy, and he was trying to say, we say like, "Oh, 100." If we say 100%,
Yeah.
100.
Yeah.
He goes, "Oh, mate, Hundy Per." Go again. I think he's
Hundy
trying to make
Per.
Hundy Per happen. And I go, is that a thing? He goes, yeah. No, he's a truck driver between Geelong and Melbourne, like Altona.
Oh yeah.
So there's a vernacular they've developed
Oh,
between
those
themselves.
CB radio guys. Yeah.
Right.
How many
And-
candles you burning?
Right.
That
and
shit.
that's like, wait, Hundy Per. I go, what is that? He's like, mate, where have you been? I'm like, New York. And then he goes, yeah, Hundy Per. I'm like,
people love that guy.
stop making Hundy Per happen. Hundy Per, that's a thing now, apparently.
Hundy Per.
Hundy Per. So, yeah, try sneaking that into a conversation when you're talking about
Yeah.
living in Tribeca.
Hundy Per.
Where's your monocle?
Yeah. Okay. It's for Jay-Z and Beyonce. I left it at their place. Oh, also, we made friends.
Wait, what?
We made friends.
You don't make
As
friends.
adults, I don't make
You're the most
friends.
antisocial person I know.
We swapped phone numbers.
No, you
We're
didn't.
catching up. Another couple. They're getting married.
No,
They're
this
great.
is a Fight Club moment.
I know.
You are Tyler Durden. You didn't swap cards with anyone. Cards?
Tyler, don't beat yourself up, bro.
That's great. Hey, whoa. Cards?
No, we swapped phone numbers. We didn't
Oh,
have cards.
phone numbers. Okay. What are you doing making friends in New York?
So we were at a bar, and they were sat there, and we were sat there, and
Mm-hmm.
we were kind of drinking and having fun and stuff. And then they were closing up, and the bar, the barmaid was like, she goes, there's like 5 of us in the bar. She goes,
Yeah.
look, I'm just gonna level with you. I'm super hungover.
Oh.
I got to close up. And we're like, all right then, that sounds fine. And then we started talking to her. It was her birthday.
Yeah.
And we were kind of making some jokes and what have you. And then this
Right.
other couple, I was like, well, I feel like another drink. And we're like, you guys want a drink? Let's go and get a drink. Where should we go? We're new to the area.
Wait,
And
so you're getting a bar recommendation from...
these people, and we said, come along, we'll buy you a drink. They're like,
Right.
yeah, cool. And then they bought, and we had a really good time.
Really?
Yeah.
Look at New York.
I know.
Showing you a good time. How
I
to be a
know.
person.
Yeah.
Can I... All right, let's...
I'm going to make a prediction. We will never talk to these people again.
They've lost your number already.
No, they were really
They put
nice.
you in the
I hope-
phone
no, I
as-
do hope. You know what I'm like? I
What?
hope we see these people again. They seem very nice.
And they're like, oh, we meant to call. We've been so busy with our monocles. But what if it's they put you in? What if they put you in their phone as Scott and Ashika Barflies? Like, what have they put you in as?
I'm in his as Scott Dooley. Yeah.
Never call.
No, it's Scott Dooley.
I got a
New
bartender.
Hero. Hashtag new hero.
Hashtag it's it. 5 a.m, drinking with my sister in Melbourne at Cookie.
Oh, isn't
And-
that a great
Oh,
bar?
mate? And then
What a maze that is.
it is quite the
Yeah,
maze.
yeah.
Because there's rooftop top in town Cookie, and then the bottom, it's the Curtin building.
Love it.
Curtin House.
Yeah.
And so sister and I hadn't seen each other for a long time, out drinking all night, and then finish up a Cookie for a nightcap. 5 drinks later, it's 5 a.m. The bartender's from London, right?
Sure.
He's just moved. He's fresh off the boat, right?
Yeah.
And he's sitting there. He gives us a buyback, buys us around, and he goes, I'll let you in on something. Listen, if you buy a square foot of land on this one plot, it's an estate in the northern part, in the Lakes District of England.
Sure.
You can have legal claim to the title of Lord and Lady.
Oh, yeah, people do that. Yeah.
And it's £60.
Yeah.
And he goes, dude, you can literally change your
It's
name
in
to
Scotland,
Lord.
isn't it? You can do it in Scotland.
You can do it in
as
Scotland as well,
Yeah,
and Ireland as well. You can do
Yeah.
it in Ireland as well. And so we're like, fuck off, get out
It'll
of
be a
here.
cold day in hell when me, with my Irish blood, ever fucking recognises those pricks from the... Seriously.
Oh, runs deep.
Fuck them.
Fucking proud Irish name.
No, yeah.
So sure. So he gives us a couple of free drink tickets to go up to Toff in Town. At the moment, it's 6 a.m. We're like, let's do it. So we go online. My sister and I buy lordships and ladyships.
Lord Jason
Chatfield.
Oh, you've got a certificate
and Lady
and all.
Sophie Miller Chatfield. We are literally now officially Lord and Lady
Well,
Chatfield.
if you ever give me and Ushika shit for living in Tribeca, throwing that back in your face.
I've got a monocle.
All right, let's go and watch football.
See ya, mate.
Hey, who do you like, by the way?
Oh, for the grand final, for the Super Bowl.
I love asking about sport because
Yeah.
you've got no idea.
No, I
Firstly,
don't.
who's playing? It's the AFC and NFC championship games. Who's playing?
the Patriots.
Yes, one.
Yeah, okay.
Who are they
And
playing against?
They're playing against the Bulldogs. I have no
All right,
idea.
So Pat's Footscray in one game. And who's playing in the NFC?
The Oklahoma State.
Oh, the Oklahoma State college team, for the first time ever, is playing in the National Football League.
And the Tribeca Monocles.
Wow, the Tribeca
Yeah.
Monocle. And who do you like? Who are your tips?
Oh, go the Monocles.
Monocles?
They've got the money. They buy the best players.
So you're predicting Monocles versus...
the Oklahoma State.
No, yeah, but who's going to win the Pats Bulldogs?
Oh, definitely Pats.
Okay, so
Bulldogs don't know that
Monocles
terrain.
Pats Super Bowl. We'll be back next week to see if he's right.